Hi guys, welcome back to Newcastle Fans TV. We're here with a Newcastle perspective for the game against Huddersfield on Saturday. Firstly, this video is sponsored by OneFootball. This is where you'll get all the latest information on transfer, especially with the January transfer window coming up. And Newcastle are going to sign Alma on that probably for another video. But all the information and all the stats is on the OneFootball app, and that it will be in the description below. But this is all about Huddersfield versus Newcastle. A 6-pointer, it has to be said. You know, both teams going to be in a relegation battle towards now at the end of the season. Huddersfield sit in the bottom three. We're only 3 points above it following that defeat against Wolves on Sunday. So this is a massive game for Newcastle, especially with the fact that I think we've got a very tough Christmas. After we play Fulham, we've got Liverpool, we've got Manchester United, and we've got Watford, who, let's be brutally honest, we were lucky to get 3 points against Watford. But in terms of Saturday and how we're going to set up, I think there's going to be changes. I think obviously with Yedlin being suspended following his red card, does Rafa stick with 5 at the back? Does he go with 4 at the back? In my personal opinion, I think he'll still go with the wing-back systems because I think we look more steady at the back with the 3 centre-halves. So I think Richie will stick at left-back. It's just whether who's going to stick at the right wing-back position. Obviously, we've seen Javier Manquillo come in on Sunday, and let's be brutally honest, he didn't have the greatest of games. For me, it's a risk playing him at right wing-back. I think he's one of those players, for me, that you just cannot trust at the minute, and especially with the fact this is a huge game. Huddersfield, if you look at last night's video with Lee, they're not in great form. We're in a little bit better form, especially away from home. Only Manchester United and Man City have beaten us. Is it a risk to play Javier Manquillo? I think it is. However, what are the other options have we got? And I think that might be why Rafa will go with Manquillo, because we just don't have anything else. And then you can probably go back into August and the summer, maybe wanting cover in that position. But that's what Rafa's got with at least until the end of December, early January. In terms of other changes, there's obviously Paul Dummett was on the bench. Do you put him in such a high-profile game when he hasn't really played enough? Again, I think that's just too much of a risk. I think you stick with Richie at the left wing-back position and see what he can do. I think he didn't have the best game. I didn't think he was that bad, actually, against Wolves. I think he was quite steady. I think he's getting used to a different position, and but perhaps it's a position that he's going to have to get used to if he wants to be in the starting 11, because he doesn't get past Kennedy on that left-hand side for me. And on the right-hand side, you know, you've got the likes of Atsu and Murphy in the last couple of weeks that have been impressing with performances against Everton, and for Atsu again against Wolves. So for me, Richie is nailed on left wing back, but you never know. Rafa's good at getting a couple of surprises out. And maybe another surprise could be Jonjo Shelvey. Jonjo Shelvey not involved at all against Wolves. Yeah, hasn't played a lot since his injury. But I think this is a big game, and I think it wouldn't surprise me if Shelvey has some sort of impact if he does come off the bench on Saturday. For me, he is still a fantastic player for Newcastle United, and people obviously have seen how good Key's been. Maybe is it now to the time to put Key and Shelvey in the middle, because we've seen what they can do at Swansea. Diarmi, to an extent, I don't think it was that bad against Wolves, but I think we just need a little bit more creativity, especially in the final third, and someone to help the likes of Perez and Rondon and get the ball out wide quicker, just so that Newcastle look a little bit more attacking and a little bit more threatening going forward. Another thing as well for Newcastle is the fact that Ayoze Perez has been getting a lot of stick. For me, he still has to start. Muto's not match fit, and he's got a little bit of confidence, you'd have to say, because he has scored against Wolves, he scored against Watford, you know, he's creating chances. Yes, he's always going to lose the ball, but for me, there's no other real option at the minute, and he has to be in this starting 11 for Newcastle. Huddersfield, you know, you've seen defensively, they do concede a lot of goals. Perez has to be that one that can try and create something for Solomon Rondon. You know, Rondon's in great form for Newcastle. He's scored some goals recently. You look at the likes of the Everton goal, you know, it's a fantastic finish. He was a threat against Wolves. You know, Perez and Rondon, if them two are on form and they can get working together with the balls maybe from Key or Shelvey from midfield, you know, Newcastle have a good chance of winning this game. I think this is a game we cannot afford to lose. I think if we lose, we could be in the bottom 3 by the time we play Man United on the 2nd of January. It's going to be tough times as well, with Man City and Chelsea also in January as well. But Newcastle, if it can come away with a point and keep that gap between ourselves and Huddersfield, then it will be an easier Christmas, shall we say, for Newcastle. Get your comments in below. Who would you start and replace Yedlin, because he's going to be out for at least 3 games? And for me, does Shelby come back in? Does Dummett come back in? And also, are Newcastle United going to be in the bottom three at Christmas? You know, we've got Huddersfield and we've got Fulham, and then we've got Liverpool on Boxing Day. Out of those 3 games, can you see Newcastle being in the bottom 3, or can you see Rafa and the lads getting out of it? I think we'll be okay. I think we'll just get the points that we need to stay at the bottom 3 through Christmas. But again, we need investment in January, and I think that's going to be key from now till the end of the season if Newcastle are going to be a Premier League club at the end of play in May. But get your comments in below, and please subscribe to Newcastle Fans TV, and we'll see you later.